Welcome to the Techie Tessie channel and to another episode of Techie Tea. I hope you guys are all well. I asked you guys on Twitter what sort of content you would like to see and I got a few answers. So those are the topics we're going to talk about today. They are career paths in tech and making money online, and I'm going to try and base it around quarantine in 2021 and what's trending at the minute. So first of all, grab yourself a cup of tea because it's Techie Tea and let's get started. So, career paths in tech. This is something we've talked about in the past two Techie Tea episodes. This is something I'm asked about a lot because it's not talked about enough. There are so many different career paths, and especially when you're getting into computing or technology at a young age and you're at school, for me personally at least, I was only taught about coding. You know, when you think about technology, you think about programming, coding, right? But it's like, no, there's so much more to that. So the first one I've put here is, and these are just my notes at the side, like don't worry too much about these, it's just so I don't go off track. I've put software engineer, which is essentially a coder or programmer. This is, I think, what a lot of schools and such focus on, what a lot of boot camps and such focus on, but it's not the be all and end all. Because even then, narrowed down into software engineering, there are a bunch of subsegments: app development, web development, and so much more. So there's just an endless opportunity because software in itself is such a diverse field, such a big word. Like, software ranges from everything as basic to Microsoft Word to software that can launch a rocket. And so, along with software engineers, we need software testers, people who will test the software to make sure it's bug-free, happy, and the rocket isn't going to explode. Also, database administrators. Now, this is crucial in this time period. We all heard about the scandal involving COVID testing in the UK, where they used an Excel spreadsheet to record the track and trace system. An Excel spreadsheet instead of an actual database. So I think now more than ever, we need the new generation of techies to get into database administration. Now, our last video on the Techie Tessie channel was about SQL, which is the language of databases, so be sure to go and check that out. Now, also, I feel like these days we're constantly talking about software within the tech career field, but we also should talk about hardware, the actual physical technology itself, the stuff you can touch, the computers, the microphones, the things you can make. Now, I have a good friend who is in the hardware industry and he builds PCs and repairs PCs. Now, this is like a really big, cool thing because people love to customize and personalize their own technology. So that's definitely something you can get into. If you're not into the actual coding or programming, but you love using your computer or your phone, your tablet, this is definitely something you could look into. And there's all sorts of things you can get into in that field as well. Computer chip manufacturing. Computer chips are like a huge deal right now because apparently there's like shortages and lots of competition going on in that area. So that's definitely a very interesting area to look into. Also, a very, very, very important career in tech is research, tech research. I'm a uni student at the moment and I'm starting to think about what my dissertation is going to be on. So tech research, this is really cool because you can delve into like all sorts of areas like physics, biology, all sorts of areas, because that's the thing about computing. It's a subject in itself, but the point of computing is that it can be used, I like to say, technology is used for enhancement, it shouldn't be used for replacement. So computing has the opportunity to be used in every single field. That's why that's why I'm so passionate about technology, because it's slowly making our way into everyone's lives. Everybody's. It's inevitable. I mean, I'm not saying you have to be a computer programmer or a hardware expert, but you're going to have to use technology in one form or another in your career. But yeah, research is something I'm very interested in and would love to get into myself. Now, I can't speak. A career path in technology that is really booming at the moment is blogging. A lot of people who are either already in the tech space or are making their way into the tech space are blogging. And this is a really valuable, I think, career path because, again, anyone can do it, right? So, and they're blogging about all sorts of things, from things they're learning on the go to what their favorite programming languages are to experience in different companies. The opportunities for blogging are endless, and you can do it for free. You can do it and even things you wouldn't consider blogging, like social media content. That's a whole other tech career in itself, social media marketing, right? I need to take a minute. I feel like I'm talking very fast. Last I've put on the list is content creator, which is what I'm doing right now. Again, you can do it as a hobby for free, but eventually you can make a career out of it as well. And I'd say, blogging and content creating are very useful and they're very in demand at the moment because it's just information everywhere, information everywhere, information everywhere. And so may as well get your foot in the door, get your say, get your opinion out there. So building off the last two, blogging and content creating, let's talk about making money online. Now, obvious one I'm going to talk about first is YouTube, since that is where we are right now. So the way people make money off YouTube is mostly through ad revenue, unskippable ads, we all hate those, but it does help the content creators make money, and video sponsorships. Now, to support your favorite channels, you'd want to like and subscribe to them. Be sure to do that with us here at Techie Tessie. And that once you hit a certain amount of views and subscribers, the channel is eligible for monetization. So absolutely, I'd encourage anyone to go onto YouTube. I never even considered it before, but people started telling me I should start spreading the knowledge I have on YouTube, and you know what, I've really enjoyed it, and the community here is so supportive and lovely, so I definitely recommend, if you've got the time, go for it. Next way to make money online in 2021, selling products. Now this is huge since everywhere else in the outdoor world is closed right now because of the pandemic. So bring your shop online. I'm currently selling merchandise, such as this Techie Tessie shirt, which says keeping the code coming, and I'm selling study notes. Links to both are in the description bar below. Now, if you don't want to make a product, you can sell your services, which is essentially selling your knowledge, right? So some ways that people are doing this in the tech space just now, which I'm seeing a lot of, are things like code reviewing, mentoring, profile writing for different social media accounts. So those are all things I'm seeing people making a good amount of money on in the tech space right now. I'm seeing a lot of people on Twitter offering these services. And be sure to follow us on Twitter as well, at Techie Tessie. So I feel like none of this information is necessarily brand new, but I feel like it's more important now than ever, especially with this pandemic and everything, because it's so much harder to get a job, especially in an office space. If you want to get into programming or the technology space, you can't get into factory work. It's like impossible right now because everywhere's closed. So it's so much more important than ever to be sure to familiarize yourself with different career paths and build your own career online. Very exciting times indeed. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Take care.